gorgeous, blessed be. This is WhiteRaven over here. Today's Monday, so happy Magic Monday to all of you guys. I'm very happy to be here with you today, which is as every Monday, except last Monday. Last Monday was a very sad Monday for me. Today is another day, it's a different day. The weather is beautiful outside. We're having a fantastic day outside. It's sunny, it's fresh. I hope you're having such a great day in your side of the planet whenever you see this video. I hope this video help you, because my whole purpose of having this channel is to help at least one of you guys with the spells and with all the talk that we do over here in this channel about magic. Now, the video that I have for you, which is today, is a video that has been requested so many times, yet I know in my heart that this video is not going to be viewed by many people. I gotta tell you that I've been researching a lot of stuff for this video today because I want to make sure that what I share with you today is something that not only inspires you, but it gives you good results. It gives you the results that you want. It is very important for me not to share just whatever spells that are out there, but my spells are very, very thought out. Like, I think a lot about things. Sometimes I overthink a lot of things, and this takes a lot of sleep away, and it takes me into rabbit holes. So what I'm trying to say with this is that I really hope you appreciate what I'm sharing with you today. I want you to know that it comes from the bottom of my heart, and it was a very, very well analyzed in order for me to even share it with you. The topic of today is a topic that is very, very serious to me. And these are spells that I do not like to share with you. This is why I haven't shared it before. I'm going to share this video with you guys today based on the fact that I know that there's people out there that really needs this spell for the right reasons. Now understand this, which is today we're going to be talking about our kids, our children, not necessarily babies, but our children. I am not going to teach you in this video how to manipulate your kids, how to dominate your kids. I'm going to discuss with you today a spell that you can use when you think or when you feel your children are a little bit combative. They're out of line. When you want to share some light, some wisdom, some peace, some calmness, so obedience to your children. And again, when I say children, I'm not speaking about just kids. I'm speaking about your sons and your daughters. There's going to be different circumstances for each one of us. So these spells are extremely personal to you. You know what's going on at home. I really hope. I really don't want to think that you are taking magic as a way for you to raise your kids. Like, if they don't listen to me, I'm going to use magic. That is not the purpose of this video, witches. And I tell you again, I highly respect children, teenagers, and humans. When they act up, mark my words, something very big is behind their attitude. So before we go into the spell, this is what I want you to think about. If you are having trouble with your kids at home, they're not behaving, they're being rude, talk back, disrespectful, maybe even violent, I want to make sure that you understand that there's got to be a reason for your kid to act the way he or she is acting. Kids do not act a specific way just because one day they wake up and they decide to act disrespectful towards you. I want you to look at your behavior around your kids. I want you to look at your example towards your kids. I also want you to take into consideration any mental illness that your child could have, or mental condition. Like, for example, maybe a little bit of being under the spectrum, maybe attention deficit with hyperactivity disorder. There are many things. Maybe the kid has anxiety, depression. I want you to consider those things before you rely solely in magic to fix a situation. Another very important issue that you must take very seriously into consideration is your child could possibly be bullied. Your child could possibly be the victim of abuse, and his rebellious attitude is nothing but the reflection of what is happening to him or to her. So please make sure that you analyze the reasons why your child is acting up the way he or she is. This is something that interests you, witches? Stick around. We're going to discuss the spells coming up right now. Again, witches, my name is WhiteRaven, and I am here to teach you spells and a lot of stuff about witchcraft from my perspective, because the map of the world is different for everybody. I am a witch. I practice witchcraft. I do not label myself as being any type of witch other than just a solitary witch. And I'm here to share spells with you because I care. And I really want to be for you what I wish I had when I started. Okay, for the spell today, I don't yet have a name for this spell, but this spell is for you to address the attitude of your troubled child. If you have a kid at home that is being aggressive, disrespectful, talks back, irresponsible, and so on and so forth, you know what I'm talking about. This spell is going to be for you. For this spell, we're going to need a few things. The most important thing that I'm going to need for you to have, witch, is love in your heart. And understand that you are the mother, the father, the grandma, the grandpa of this child. And every single human in this world is born a baby. Beautiful, completely sinless. And I don't want to say that word, but you know what I'm saying. Non-judgmental, loving, and absolutely clean. All right? So I want you to think about that when we are doing this spell. I want this spell to come from your heart with love and not with some type of domination attitude, controlling attitude. I'm going to show you now attitude. We're talking about our kids, okay? So I want you to be very careful when you're doing this spell. For this spell today, witches, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need a yellow candle. We're going to need a white candle. And we're going to need a purple candle. You are going to need a picture of your child. I don't have a picture because this is not for me. But let's pretend this is a picture. You need a picture of your child. You're going to need holy oil. This is in my website. If you need it, you can go visit my website. If you do not have holy oil, olive oil will suffice. I have over here a little bottle with some lavender essential oil and some chamomile. You want to have lavender and chamomile. Not only the oil version, and again, I don't have the chamomile oil, so I put a lot of chamomile flowers into the lavender essential oil, and it's been mixing together since last week. But you're also going to need the chamomile herb, the flowers. You're going to need some sugar, white sugar or brown sugar, any sugar you have, witches. We're going to need some cinnamon. And obviously, I told you already, we're going to need some lavender flowers. It will be nice if you have a big plate like this one where you can do your spell. It's going to be very important that you have a plate. Last, you're going to need a glass bottle. A little bottle where you can put all the remnants of your spell once your spell is done and the candles are consumed. Now, witches, let's talk a little bit about the colors that we're using for this spell today. These 3 candles that we're going to be using are going to be a white candle, a yellow candle, and a purple candle. The white candle is going to help you with protection, with cleansing, with sanctity. It's very important that you have a white candle when you do this spell. This is a general color that is going to sanctify the spell that you are doing in this particular case. The yellow candle, witches, is going to be extremely important for communication. We want to communicate with the mind of our child, with the heart of our child. So the yellow color is very good for communication, for understanding, for intellect. It's also good for clarity of mind, as well as diffusing anger and violence. So this is a very important color candle that we must have for this spell. The last candle that we are going to have is going to be a purple candle, which is... Now, we're going to try to influence and communicate with our child's mind, with our child's way of thinking. So a good color to influence a person is going to be the color purple. So it's very important that we have the color purple in this spell. This color also is going to diffuse anger and even violence and aggression. So these are the three colors that we are going to be using today in our candles. Now, when it comes to the herbs that we're going to be using and the ingredients that we are going to be using, I'm going to start with cinnamon. The cinnamon is going to help you in this particular instance with persuasion, with protection, with carrying this spell where we need to be. This is going to help you with authority, okay? It's very important. One of the most important ingredients in fixing our kids' attitudes and in troubled child and troubled kids and troubled sons and daughters is cinnamon. This is probably one of the most important ingredients in this spell. So do not omit your cinnamon. Next, we're going to use the chamomile. And again, chamomile is going to help you with anxiety, calmness, balance, blessings, harmony, inner peace. Is very important for you to add this herb. Let me tell you, witches, there's a lot of herbs out there. Trust me. Trust me, there's a lot of herbs out there. I am sharing with you today the herbs that I honestly think are going to be your best choice. Not only because they're easy to find, but they are extremely precise for what we need. Now we're also going to add some lavender into our mix. Lavender is going to help you with anxiety, in particular your child, because if your child is being violent towards you, chances are there's something wrong with him. Maybe he or she is having some serious anxiety and he or she does not know how to express himself. So lavender is going to help you with the anxiety, with calmness, also with that influencing. All right, so these are very important herbs. We're also going to use sugar because we want to sweeten our kids. You want to sweeten the way this child looks at you, right? You want to be more welcoming if you're going to be influencing his thoughts, right? His energy, his aura. So you want some sugar as well. Can you use honey? Yeah, you can use honey. You can use anything that you deem proper that is going to sweeten your child. However, I choose sugar because at the end of the spell, we have to gather all the ingredients. And it's going to be a lot easier if we have sugar than if we have honey in this plate. Last, which is, this spell is going to be very personal, right? Even though I'm showing this to you in here today, it's going to be extremely personal to you. You know what's wrong in your life. You know the things that may be bothering your kids. You probably have specific deities, angels, spirits that you prefer to use when you're doing this spell. So I'm going to give you over here the tools and instructions on how to make this spell. At the end of the day, if you need to add some elements to this spell because you deem them proper, by all means, go ahead and do it. But don't deviate from the basic ingredients that I'm giving you, witches. There's a few deities out there that can help you out, or energy spirits that can help you out with this dilemma that you have in your hands. If you're Catholics, or if you like to do hoodoo, or if you embrace Christian deities and Christian saints into magic, then by all means, go for it. Personally, I love angels. And if this was happening to me, I would love to use an angel. Speaking of which, if you want to know about angels, WhiteRaven Wolf has a very beautiful book of angels, and you learn a lot about angels in this book. It's called Angels Companions in Magic. So this is a book that I have that I really like from WhiteRaven Wolf. There is also a very beautiful tarot deck about angels, which is this one. I think I have done a review on this deck, but this one is about angels. So if you want to know a little bit about angels, those are good resources. There is a saint, which is a child, a teenage child. His name is Dominic Savio. He is a saint from the Catholic Church, of course. He lived until the age of 14, and he is called upon these type of problems. Whenever you have, especially if your kids are teenagers, this is a really good saint for you to call upon if you want to influence the attitude and personality of your kids. Okay, his name again is Dominic Savio. I'm going to put a picture of him in the screen so you can maybe do a screenshot, maybe photocopy the picture, or there's a lot of information on this saint on the internet. Another deity that you can use if you like Santeria or if you're more from the Caribbean, Yemaya. Yemaya is our mother. That's another energy that you can use in order to help you with this spell. You can use Goddess Demeter if you need to call upon a mother that has suffered for their kids. Demeter is a great deity to invoke. Also, the Virgin Mary is a great deity to be invoked. Personally, again, I love angels. It's particularly Gabriel. Gabriel is the true guardian angel. He will be the angel that is going to keep your kids, no matter how old they are, okay? You're still a mom, they're always going to be your babies. But angel Gabriel is going to be the one that is going to keep your children in their path, especially when they deviate a little bit. Gabriel is the one that pulls them back into track. So to me, Angel Gabriel will be a fantastic energy or angel for you to use for this particular spell. You can also use your disease. So if you have grandma or grandpa that used to love your kid, but they're deceased now, call upon them. Ask for their help in this petition. And again, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be personal to you. Many years ago, when I had some serious issues, not with my daughter's attitude, but with protection for her, and I had some really nasty stuff happening in court, custody cases and whatnot, I was presented with La Madama. And La Madama was the energy that has helped me until this day with anything that pertains to my daughter, to Charlie. So again, you're going to have probably a specific deity. Use whatever you deem proper. This is your spell. This is your kid. You know this better than me. Just make sure that you follow the basics in here. Now that we have all the ingredients and all these things very clear, let's get into the spell. Okay, which is now that we have some chamomile in here in my mortar, I'm also going to add some lavender flowers, lavender buds. And I'm going to grind them with my mortar. Okay, so now that we have our flowers completely mixed together, we are going to get our plate, and just to make your life easier, I put the sugar in a bottle that has a little spout like this. I don't know if you can get to see it, but it has a little spout. You want something like that because what we're going to do now, which is we're going to do a spiral. We're going to rewind time. So I want you to do a spiral going counterclockwise. So we're going to start in here and we're going to do a spiral. You may want to use something like this. So you're going to do a spiral going counterclockwise, because the idea is, which is for you to remember when your child was just a little baby. You want to think about that time when you had that little baby in your arms. That little baby was happy. Remember your baby smiles. So what you're doing with this, which is you are going back in time. So you're going to do a spiral all the way. Think about your baby all the way to the day that your baby was born. And it's gonna look something like this, which is, this is all sugar. All right. So what we're going to do now, which is you're going to grab your child's picture and you're going to do one of two things. You either are going to do a cross if you do not want to do a pentacle, or you can do a pentacle in top of, let's say this is your child's face. So you're going to do either a cross or a pentacle in the picture with holy oil. Holy oil is another one of those oils that I made when my dad was sick. This recipe comes from the Bible, so this is a very special oil for me. After you do the cross or the pentacle, you are going to blow on it and you're going to say, "You are blessed." Put the picture in the middle of your spiral. I'm going to light my igniter. The igniter is nothing but just a candle that is going to help me with the spell. Help me light the other candles and whatnot. In each candle, from top to bottom, you're going to write the name of your child. Perfect. All right, so now that we have the 3 candles inscribed with the name of your child, you can also put the birthday of your child. The name will suffice. We also have our flowers mix in here. Make sure you add your cinnamon to it. Okay. Now we have this beautiful mix over here of cinnamon, lavender, and chamomile. Okay, it smells amazing, needless to say. Let's put some of the lavender and chamomile oil in your candles. Let's anoint these candles. Okay. You do not have to, oh my God, this smells so amazing. Which is, you have to think about the love that you have for your children. Our children sometimes have problems, and the only way that they have to show us the problems that they're having, that they're going through in their heads, is by acting up. So please make sure that before you do any type of spell, talk to your kids. Make sure that you have great communication. Don't just do this spell and think that this spell is going to solve your problems. It has to be mutual. It has to be magic, and it has to be you. You and your magic have to work together to get your child in the right track. Don't assume that magic is going to do the work for you by itself. You play the most important role in this spell. So obviously this is a different plate. This is not the plate that we're going to be doing the spell. So I'm going to put some of the powder in here. Okay. Now, which is something that I've told you before. Make sure you don't drench these candles in oils and herbs, because you want them to burn. You don't want them to be extinguished because they have too much stuff on them. And this is something that you must watch when it's burning, okay? When you have things like this in your candle, they may create a very big flame, okay? All right. Okay, which is, we have over here the 3 candles. All right, we have the white one, we have the purple, and we have the yellow one. I have my igniter here. So I'm going to accommodate these candles, set these candles in this plate in a pyramid shape. So I'm going to put the white one in the top. To the left, you can put the purple. You can put it in any way you want, but you do want the white one in the top. The yellow and the purple is irrelevant where you put it. If you want to put it in the left, you put it in the left. If you want to put it on the right, you put it on the right. The idea is that we have these 3 candles over here. As you can see, I have the guardian angel card over here. This is Gabriel. I have his card over here because this is something that I would like to use and I suggest for you to use, but it's entirely up to you. I'm going to put it there by the white candle. We are going to ignite our candle starting with the white candle, the yellow, then the purple. The best time for you to do this is going to be in the last quarter of your moon. When your moon is getting smaller, we are eliminating these issues away from our child. Let's just focus in our kids. Let's just focus in our little baby. Go back in time in this spiral and think about when you first saw your child, when you first smelled your child, the first smile on your baby. Every human is born clean. Communicate. Communicate with your angel. Communicate with your dead. Communicate with your saints. Communicate with your deity. And ask for your kid to be safe from any trouble, for your child attitude to turn around. See it through witches. Put your love into what you're doing. Put your heart, put your soul into what you're doing. All your intentions. I need you to do this with love, witches. Do not do this because you want to show him. Do not do this because you want to dominate her. Do not do this because you want your kid to do what you say. Do this with love. Do this with clarity. Do this with healing energy, with healing sentiment. This is your child. Let the candle burn, witches. Do not despair. Let your candles burn all the way through. Let everything consume. Once all this is consumed and all your candles are down and everything is done, put everything in here. You're going to cover that and everything is going to be inside. And whenever you need some kind of action, just shake it a little bit. Shake it. If you need some clarity of mind, then put a yellow candle in the top of the lid of your bottle. If you need protection, put a white candle. If you want to influence a little bit, then put a purple candle. But keep this bottle close to you, which is you must have a little altar at home for this spell. You want to have a little corner in your house where you can dedicate to this particular matter that you have in your hands. This is really important. Do it from your heart. Do it with love, witches. That's it, witches. It is very important that we dig deep, witches, as mothers, as fathers, as grandmas or grandpas. We need to dig deep. What is the problem that our kid is going through? Why is our child acting the way it is? I wish you the best with this spell. It's coming with love from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so very much for all your support. Remember that I'm in Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Go visit my website, WhiteRaven on witcheslayer.com, and email me if you have any questions, lairofthewitch@yahoo.com. I am always there to answer any questions. Other than that, be very smart, witches. Knowledge is power. You need to analyze everything. In order for your magic to work, it has to be logical, and you have to be very aware of what you're doing and all the aspects of your spell. Stay very smart. But above all, witches, you must stay so very wicked. Bye. Share this video.